Hey, it's Patrick Grosser with Fathom Realty, and this is your Cincinnati real estate market news for week 42 of 2021. We're going to take a look at the numbers for this past week and compare them to the same week last year in 2020, see how we measure up, and we're also going to discuss 3 strategies you can utilize this off-season to achieve your real estate goals, whether you're buying, selling, or doing both. So let's jump right into the numbers again for this past week, week 42 of 2021, compared to week 42 of 2020. New listings are down 25%. That's certainly discouraging in a low inventory market to have any drop in new listings. That's a big drop. Again, 25%. We'll explain in a second why that might be the case. Closings are down also 25%. That's reflective of overall activity in the market, the number of closings, the number of sales that are happening, 25% less than the same week last year. So both the decline in new listings and closings are reflective not of a big drop in the activity this year, but actually in a huge influx of activity last fall. So if you remember, obviously 2020 was not a normal year. The spring and the summer were very slow for real estate because everybody was not sure what to do. They weren't sure how long the pandemic was going to last. And once they realized it was going to continue through the off season in the fall and winter, a lot of people that were on the sidelines that wanted to move but waited took action and came to market in the fall and winter of last year. So the activity we had last year in the fall, specifically this week, week 42 of 2020, was much higher than usual. And we expect that trend to continue. We've seen that for the last few weeks. We expect that trend to continue of fewer listings, fewer closings this year compared to the same time last year as we go through the entire off season. So that's the explanation for that. There's really nothing to be worried about in terms of activity or the health of the Cincinnati real estate market right now. We're experiencing a normal decline in activity, new listings, closings in the fall compared to our summer, whereas last year it was the opposite. We actually had less activity in the summer and more activity in the fall. Average sale price is up 9% compared to the same time last year, only 9%. This is actually only the 3rd time out of 42 weeks that we've seen the average sale price rise by only 9%. That's the lowest number we've seen. Again, it's only 3 out of 42, so it's a small sample size. It's certainly an outlier. We've seen the average sale price increase as high as 26% on a weekly basis compared to the same week in the previous year, and the average has been around 17%. So there's not many investments, or if any at all, that you could say that the smallest gain you've had year over year is 9%. And it goes all the way up to 26%, and the average is 17%. So most investors would take that investment any day of the week. So not bad news, just a bit of an outlier. Again, only a 9% increase in average sale price compared to last year. Average days on market is down only 7%. So right now it's taking 14 days on average for a listing to go from active status to pending status. That was taking 15 days last year, so not a big difference. So that also is reflective of what we just talked about, where there's less activity in the fall of this year compared to the summer of this year, which is normal, but last year in 2020, there's actually more activity in the fall than in that summer, which is very unusual. So again, when we're comparing fall of 2020 to fall of 2021, we're gonna see fall of 2020 was a much more active market than this year will be. So that's also reflective of that. Again, only a 7% drop in average days on market. Inventory right now is 2.27 months. That's total inventory, so that includes active, coming soon, and pending listings. So the pending listings are ones that have accepted an offer. They just haven't closed yet, so they're still considered part of total inventory, but only 38% of total inventory is actually active or coming soon, which are the types of listings that buyers have to choose from right now. So that's actually less than 1 month of active inventory. So we're still in a very tight market. It's still historically the best seller's market we've ever seen in the history of real estate here in Cincinnati and throughout the country. Yes, there's less activity. It's a slower market than it was in the summer, but that's a normal fall trend. So let's talk about those 3 strategies you can utilize here in the fall and the winter, the off season for Cincinnati real estate, to achieve your goals. Again, whether you're buying or selling or doing both. So we'll start with sellers. If you've been on the sidelines waiting for an opportunity, waiting for a sign, when is the right time to sell? If it's the right time in your life to make a move, and if you need to sell in order to make that move, I don't recommend waiting until next spring, which is conventional wisdom. Most times people wait through the fall and winter, they list in the spring and the summer when there's more buyers. The problem with that strategy is there's also more sellers to compete with. And also we have some news coming out that mortgage interest rates might be going up in January of 2022. We don't really know if that's going to happen yet. We also don't know what the effect is going to be on buyer demand. It could spike demand initially. People who have been on the sidelines as buyers might be scared that they won't be able to afford a home if the interest rates continue to rise, so that might rush some buyers to market, but it also might scare some off because they may not be able to afford the high home prices plus the higher interest rates. So there's some uncertainty there more than usual about what the next spring will bring in terms of the market conditions here in Cincinnati. So if it's the right time for you to make a move, if you're needing to sell your home in order to do that, I would not recommend waiting. So if you do, that being said, list your home for sale in the fall or the winter, the off season, you have to know that there's fewer buyers out there that are looking at homes. So you have to do a better job of marketing, not only reaching more people, but reaching the right types of people. Those who would be most interested in your home because of its unique features, they would consider your home to be their dream home. Those are the types of people that you want to reach, that you want to see your home, that you want to write offers, because of course, if they consider your home to be their dream home, they will be willing to pay you more and give you better terms for your sale. So what we do for our clients is a process we call target marketing in order to get these types of buyers in front of your listing, to get them to see your house, to get them to write offers, ultimately to get you more money at the closing table and better terms. That process is called target marketing. You can learn more about that, how that works, to see if it's a good fit for you. We put together an educational video on that that's very extensive on how the process works step by step at patrickgrosser.com/sell. So the concept with target marketing is pretty simple. We're making sure that we're reaching the right people that will be most interested in your home based on the specific features of your home. So for example, if you're in a highly sought after school district, we want to make sure we're targeting people who are interested in that. Most likely, it's someone who either rents or already owns a home in that school district. If you have a 3-car garage, we want somebody who owns at least 2 cars, possibly a motorcycle, or maybe even 3 cars that would utilize that space. If you have a first floor master or a 1-floor living situation where everything's on 1 floor with a ranch, and maybe even laundry on the first floor, we're going to be targeting people that are near or at retirement age that would value that don't want to deal with the steps. If you have a 4-bedroom home, we want a family with at least 3 children. There's a lot of different things we can think about. Also price points. We want to match those up with the right types of income and potential buyers. So we can do all this demographic research, and we can figure out exactly the types of people that are most likely to buy your home, that are most willing to pay you the most money and give you the best terms for your sale. So in addition to the broadcast marketing to the general public, we're actually reaching the right people who will be most interested in your home, most willing to pay you the top dollar and give you the best terms for your sale, because the features of your home match exactly what they're looking for, exactly what they need. Even if they're not actively searching on these home search sites or apps, we can reach them through social media advertising and direct mail advertising to ensure that you're reaching the right people, ensure that you're getting the most money for the sale of your home in the best terms possible. Again, that process is called target marketing. You can learn more about it, see if it's a good fit for you. Watch the video at patrickgrosser.com/sell. Now, if you're thinking about buying a home, maybe you're not quite ready to go start looking at houses in person, or maybe you're not ready to talk to an agent. Maybe you're kind of in a just looking phase. You just want to keep an eye on the market. The off season is a great time to do that. There's typically better deals because there's fewer buyers, less competition from other buyers to get a deal on a house that might be a good fit for you. So the best way to do that without being bugged by a high pressure salesperson, without somebody kind of looking over your shoulder, trying to convince you to get pre-approved for financing or go see this one or that one, is what we call our just looking approach. You can learn more about that at patrickgrosser.com/justlooking. There's actually a funny story in there how we came up with that approach. It's basically, we know that people don't like the high pressure sales pitch, whether they're buying a house or a car or furniture or electronics, whatever. Most people, when they get into that situation and the salesperson approaches, they say, no thanks, I'm just looking, right? So we set up a custom search within the MLS to make sure that you're getting listing alerts via email the moment any listing that matches your criteria hits the market, even if it's in a coming soon status where it wouldn't be visible on Zillow and other sites. That way you're one of the first buyers to know. You can beat the other competition to the house to the showing, get your offer in first if it's a good fit. In addition to the custom MLS search that we set up, we can actually identify any matches with off-market opportunities for you as well. So it's probably no secret to you that we advertise for new listings all the time. We're trying to grow our business. A part of what we do in that process is we'll find out some homeowners who wouldn't mind selling off-market. So of course we're talking to them about what we can do for them to sell their home for the best price, the best terms on the open market, just like we talked about with our target marketing approach. But some sellers don't want to go through that entire process. They don't want to prepare their home for showings and offers and photography. They don't want to deal with all the offers and the showings people come through their house. They would rather just sell it to someone for a fair price, the right terms, the right timing for them off market. So when those opportunities come up, we actually look to our clients on the buyer side that are in this just looking approach that are ready, willing, and able to buy if the right home comes along. So we can actually let you know of those opportunities as they come up as well. That's part of our just looking approach. So if you want to learn more about that and get signed up for that, again, not only custom MLS search, priority access to coming soon listings, but also ones that aren't even listed at all, that are unlisted homes, they're pre-market, they're off-market opportunities where you don't have to compete with other buyers. So check that out again, patrickgrosser.com/justlooking to learn more about that. Now, if you're thinking about buying and selling, maybe you're not certain on whether you should buy first or sell first, or maybe do both at the same time, and you may not be clear on your financing options as well. What are the pros and cons of each scenario? We put together an educational video to go over all of that, because that's a really common question that we get from all of our clients here that are trying to do both at the same time. Maybe you've applied for financing to buy your next home while holding your current mortgage, and maybe you got rejected because the lender didn't like those debt-to-income ratios. So that's a really common problem. You can learn more about your options that are traditional that you may have heard of, look at the pros and cons, figure out what's the best situation for you, and also learn about a new option we call the bridge solution. You can learn more about all of those things at patrickgrosser.com/bridge. Now, the bridge solution's worked out for some clients here recently where they're able to sell their home, stay living in their home month to month by leasing it back, and that allows them to tap most of their home equity, so to pay off some old debts, to erase their mortgage so they can qualify with their debt-to-income ratios to purchase their next home. And they can take their time to purchase their next home, make a good decision, because they're not feeling the pressure of living in a temporary housing situation, having already sold and moved out of their house. They're still comfortable in their own home. They're able to trade up to a better loan, a more conventional loan if they want to. They can pay off old debts and make their offer more attractive on the next home that they purchase, so that if they get in the multiple offer situation, that their offer rises to the top. And that's the theory behind this, but it's also worked out for our clients here recently where they did sell their home for more than they thought it was even worth. Through this process, they stayed in the house for a few months. They found exactly the right house. And previously, before they implemented the bridge solution, they had lost in 3 consecutive multiple offer situations, even though they were tens of thousands of dollars over list price, and they always lost to a conventional loan because they were an FHA loan. And normally, in normal market conditions, that's not a big deal to have an FHA loan, but because the sellers were getting so many offers, they had to distinguish somehow which offer to choose, so they went with a conventional one. Long story short, we were able to convert these people to a conventional loan because they got themselves in a better financial position, utilizing the cash they got from the sale of their home, tapping their equity. They were able to win in a multiple offer situation here on their dream home. They moved in, they couldn't be happier. So that's how the bridge solution works, how it's worked for real people. If you're curious about it to see if it will be a good fit for you, and also again, want to learn all of your traditional options on buying and selling at the same time in the current market conditions, check out the video, patrickgrosser.com/bridge. I hope this information is helpful to you. We do market news videos every Friday. We do buyer, seller tips and strategies along with those as well. So if you want to make sure you see our videos in the future, you don't miss anything, go ahead and hit the like button. Whether you're watching on Facebook or Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, whatever, that'll give the algorithm the information it needs to send you more relevant content from us. On Facebook, if you want to make sure you don't miss any of our videos in the future, it's not enough to just like this post or like the page. You actually have to follow our business page and turn on notifications. So make sure you do that. And if you like watching on YouTube, make sure you don't miss any of our videos. Subscribe to our channel, Patrick Grosser-Cincinnati Realtor. And by the way, if you have any topic suggestions for us, maybe even questions you'd like us to answer in a video format, go ahead and drop those in the comments for us. We'd love that feedback. We'd be happy to educate you on those topics. And chances are there's other people in our audience that have the same questions. They want those same topics addressed as well. So not only are you helping us to educate you, but also our larger audience as well. I'm Patrick Grosser, and thanks for watching.